is that they say I couldn't account for anything in life, but because of the dedicated hard work of my mother, Walter Guevara.
We had a conference, parents conference, and they told me that just don't worry about him anymore. Just make sure that he just gets a job like a janitor or something. It's just a simple job. And I was like, inside, I was like, no way, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it big.
My name is Walter Guevara. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1990, where in 1991 I moved to Los Angeles, where I lived a very happy life there until 2002, where I moved to Miami, Florida to complete my education, high school and then college. And it was there in college is where I found my passion in filmmaking.
No battery in there.
Supposedly, I really have this one there.
Wait.
A little higher? Yeah, a little higher. All right, so I'll hold it like this the whole time.
This is Walter Guevara for MDC-TV. On behalf of the crew and on behalf of the staff helping out for this production, I will just say this: peace.
I was more happy in Los Angeles.
You were happier in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I came here for my education because it was here that the programs for autism were needed, or basically like schools here in Miami allowed me to complete my degree so I could be where I am now. It was somewhere around 2002. I don't know the statistics how, but it was after my brother's birth at some point that I was observed by a doctor, and they told my mother I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome or with some sort of autism. She didn't know exactly what it was then. And after some study of me, they assumed that I could account to nothing other than just be a carpenter or like or some sort of like a janitor, washing the floors or scraping, doing not very minimal things. But ultimately, my mother believed that she would not let me see myself be wasted in my life doing just janitor or like minimal work. And she worked very hard for therapies, and she gave up her career, her time up outside working to help me. All her attention was at me, a lot to help my life, and that's how I came where I came to be. When I went to college, I was first interested in creative writing, in learning grammar basics and art and design at Kendall campus. I was trying to figure out how to get to filmmaking first after I completed all my writing or literature, all my skills in writing. It was only until 2014 or 15 I got interested in the program, doing an article. And after that, I agreed. My mother suggested, and I agreed. And I eventually chose to return back to school after I graduated from 2013 with the first associates in literature. So I came back to school again, and I went back and I started my studies in my degree for film in 2015 and completed in 2022. I was only limited to doing 2 classes or sometimes 3 per semester. I couldn't catch up like everyone else. And if I did, it would overload my brain and I would not be able to really do everything. I would fear I would get lower grades, and it would drive me crazy sometimes if I didn't know what I was doing with 3 courses. Mostly too much information. The way I processed it, the way I was so much in a bubble for a long time, I couldn't do too many courses over the years when I was in college. For one thing, I was very visual in what I thought. A thinker. I could just imagine anywhere I want, any world I want, any shape I want to make it, I could imagine Mostly since I like anything in space, science fiction, starships, like in Star Trek. I could imagine any type of design I want, in any form I want, or the interior, exterior, whatever I like in a ship. I could imagine a world of the future, anything I like to imagine in the future. I could imagine what a movie could feel like before I sometimes could see it. But when I see it, I can feel or anticipate what might happen.
Now, my name is Liliana Ramirez. I work at the North Campus Library, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you Walter Guevara. Walter was my volunteer last semester with the Access Sharks program. He volunteered to create a short film to promote the program.
When I first did the internship with Liliana Ramirez, we talked about, I was talking to her the things I was good at in my career, after graduation, and where I graduated from, where I did. And when she was impressed that I was a filmmaker, that I did 2 films, Farewell and Star Watcher, to be exact. She saw his movies, she talked to her supervisor, and her supervisor asked her to ask me if I wanted to do a film for the library. I said yes, just anything to help my career, because I needed to start my career soon. I only have a short time here in Miami before I have to move to Los Angeles and start my career somewhere. But I could start with a small amount of people to work on small science fiction films or short films that could get the attention of producers that can increase my level of work, where I could eventually make my first feature-length movie in the list I want to do. Well, it's mostly about going to a library and appreciating the books, the wisdom and knowledge that each book can give a person when they go in. It's not just going to be quiet, to be bored, or not go in just for fun. It's also to learn stuff, learn ideas, what you want to do in whatever career you want in the library, when you're doing either your studies or a job. Also, you can also want to take that knowledge as an example for some inspiration you want to do in a field work, wherever you're doing. You can just read a book and just take that information and be inspired by it and learn something from it. As for everyone else, it took time and effort, but also it was Liliana that was the key to everything. She got all the actors, she got all the volunteers. It wasn't easy. And despite the rewards, it's a long road to actually do the work yourself, be conscious of yourself, to decide that you don't want to be in a bubble. You want to get out and actually just do what you came here to do on this earth. And if you can't talk to people, that's okay. At least just work. Work and actually be someone that is functionable. Just a functionable man or woman, however it may be. And also that it's not possible to actually overcome it. It's hard, but through therapies, you can get out of it. It's sort of like something that parents have to be very committed to, because they're never going to really get out on their own. They'll be like in a bubble for probably for the rest of their lives, and the damage may be untold. That's what will happen. Thank you. Well, first start, personally, I want to just be a happy man and vest off the last traces of autism I've had in my life that I perceive as hard for me to communicate, to be shy or still be in that bowl sometimes, or unable to relate to people, the one I want to talk to. And professionally, in 10 years, a fully fledged blockbuster director that just can start making the big movies he wants to make, I want to make. that eventually lead me to eventually the dream projects I want to do. And eventually there, I can go up to the stars if I want to. And I won't stop where I'm going. I will never stop on my work. Even if the day I die, I will keep doing my work. And I'm happy to keep going. I just want to thank MDC, my professors, and all the people I worked with at MDC-TV, including you, sir, for helping me, giving me the opportunity to learn what to do, actually from camera work to editing to to helping me prepare for my career in doing from screenwriting to marketing on the film, producing, and ultimately directing. The big thing is directing. I want to thank everyone for NDC who helped me at those levels to be where I am now. And the last message I want to give is this. At the end of the journey, there's a big hill. You just cross that hill and your dreams are there. You don't give up. You keep going, despite what you go through, despite your adversities or odds. If you believe in something, even for yourself, whether it's to bring you peace or healing, whatever, to save your life, you go to that. Keep going, and you never stop. And at the end of the hill, it's where your dreams come true. Thank you.